Hello family, hey good people, you're welcome once again to the She Hub.
You're welcome, the She Hub.
Thank you. So let's continue with our conversation about empowerment. Let's continue to look at spiritual empowerment. How do you empower yourself spiritually? Do you have daily routines that you follow? Because I know each one of us has something we believe in. Share with us how you empower yourself spiritually in our comments as we continue to share in this conversation. Yes.
Spiritually, one of my daily routines, the time that I pray and I feel like the heavens are open for me is 3 o'clock in the night. And listen here, guys. I've seen miracles for me in my life, in my husband's life, in my children's life, in my life, like progression.
Wow.
When I pray at 3, it feels like just God is like this. Say and I give. Say and I give.
Wow.
That is how I have always felt about 3 o'clock prayers. But also it really comes from, there's a time I lived a life where my life was threatened by witchcraft, by other spiritual beings. So I listened to a few spiritual speakers who would talk about praying at 3 in the night. But also later I had a few people talk about 3 in the day and 3 in the night. It all applies, like the hour of 3. Okay? So it's really, as funny as it might sound, it's been part of my daily routine for so long. I actually remember there is a revelation I got. If you believe in being and God revealing things to you, at 3 o'clock, I could hear God talk to me. And those things, Robina is laughing, those things that I could hear God talk to me about have come to fruition in my life.
Wow.
Now, that is one way I pray, like my daily routine. Listen, in the morning when I wake up, I'm a mother of 2 kids, I have to make juice, cut salad, I have felt like those prayers don't really, I pray a short prayer, but I have felt it's not as powerful as when I pray at 3. Oh God, you're so precious. That time?
Do you know why I'm laughing?
Yeah.
It's because I remember that conversation when I was sharing with a friend and she was telling me the same thing, and then I told her, does that mean that in the other hours we don't hear God? And she was like, no, but at 3, there's a way you concentrate at 3 and you hear God whisper, like you have a one-on-one with God. But I believe, like, personally, my daily routine is I pray any time of the day. I'll find myself in office at work when I'm doing something and I get a conviction to pray, and I'll say a prayer. In the morning when I wake up, like in the night when I wake up and I am convicted to pray, I would pray. I feel like personally I can pray anytime because I believe God can listen to me at any time. There is power in every hour, but it also it's, I think, a personal relationship you have, or if you feel like midnight works for you more or 3 works for you more, that's when you can concentrate when everyone is sleeping, when everyone is
all calm.
You feel like someone said at that time there's no traffic. God is listening like with all ears. But I feel like we can pray at any time of the day, at any hour that works for you, because it works different for everyone.
Actually, Robina, see, I share this, my husband knows. See, even if I'm not awake at 3, he will tell me, like,
It's 3.
At least something can hit on that.
Yes, seriously.
Because you have built that routine now.
Yes, it's the routine I have built. And Robina was asking a question, like, does it mean God is not listening? For, like me. Listen, by the way, I really believe in what Robina said. The small prayers you say progressively in that day can be miraculous, can change, can twist a situation.
Yes.
Okay, you seeing a kid jumping over the rail and say, God, protect him. Father, King of Glory, hold him back. That could really turn things around. But see, it's just, these are beliefs and systems that we are grounded in spiritually.
It really works for you.
Yes.
What works for you? Is it 1 o'clock? What about if the seasons change?
And they will never change.
No, you're in another time zone. You switch there and the thing there works for you.
It would work.
Share with us.
Okay, you ladies, you really challenging me. However, my spiritual father one time talked about prayer and said it's a key that unlocks every gate, every spiritual gate, every spiritual door, and so I learned that if I am to open some of the gates that have been locked, I have to pray. And then one time he said that every time you pray, every word that you make is like vapor. Yes. It goes up there, but because the vapor is too much, like the process of evaporation, what happens? Condensation takes place, and then rain falls. Because like every time you pray, it's like vapor moving up, and when it's too much, it will condense, and then rain will pour. So what pours down are all the things that you have been praying for. And then it's kept on saying that don't get tired of praying, because if you stop praying, the vapor may not be enough to condense back and pour rain, or probably whatever you're praying for has not come to pass simply because it's waiting for a particular amount of vapor. Just like rain, real rain. If you don't see the clouds ready to give rain, sometimes you may wait and wait. So, and then he taught us something and said that a prayer is supposed to be tagged to a particular place, time, and a person. So I learned that. So as a person, I got a routine. Which routine? I said, as a person, yes, I'm available. I'm available to speak to my Father. And then the time, I set up my particular places in my house. Every time I go there, I said, I rather don't from this corner.
That's your altar.
Than not going there. It's my altar. I set up my altar. And then at work, I also set a particular place. Robina, you know. I said,
I know this one.
Meanwhile, when I go to those places, I can, even if I don't have this energy to pray, I just find myself praying because it's an altar I created with my Father. So I made it a point that I have a time. So if that particular time comes and I don't do it, I'll even be convicted that, you know what, Faith, there is something missing that you have not done. So I will literally go there, and I said it in my mind that I'll never start my day without prayer. I will never start my day. So I start up, first of all, I start it home. We have something, it looks funny, but if we forget it, our kids will always tell you, Mommy, you have not put the pillows. So we get all the pillows from our chairs, put the pillows, we are 5, 3 kids, me and my husband, put 5 pillows, we kneel down, and one person starts from the 3-year-old. Starts, dear God, we thank you for this day. Bless Mommy, Daddy.